Oh, there we go. We're going, probably. We'll see. I will know in 20 seconds, but we are probably now live. Also, we are recording, just in case everything goes horrifically wrong, with the return, after a very, very long time, of Ribbonworld. And now we play the waiting for everything to actually happen on the other end game. And for people to realise I'm streaming, because I never give people forewarning. Except I tweeted a bit, and so some people are here. Hello Evan Dot, hello the Paper Fliegenar. Or Paper Plane. Hello Brett Etter. Maxil Boyer, Drew Butler, Arn Rochschaffer, and Multiplio. Some old names, some new ones. Alright. So, playing Ribbonworld after many months? A lot. Bit of a gap. If you were here last time, you'll know that everything was fine for the first hour, and then for the second hour everything started dying. Oh, and there's some science. I don't know what to pick next, because it's been many months and I've forgotten what we were doing. I don't know, fluid handling. We just did oil, that makes sense. Yeah, so everything started breaking down and dying. And I said, okay, I'm going to either work out a better streaming settings thing so that it runs better, or I'm just going to get a new PC. So I got a new PC, and here we are. I've not come up with a better streaming system. I'm basically just brute forcing it. I think I'm using the same settings as I do for recording videos, which I think is dumb. But so far, this machine has failed to fail at anything yet. So I don't need to be clever about things. I can just throw it at situations, and it will win. So that's nice. Meaning that for the moment we can stream and everything will be fine. It'll work and it won't lag, and as far as I can tell, this stream should run perfectly. We'll see how things continue, keep an eye on it. And now, this time for realsies, we might actually get this to be a regular thing that I do, instead of being every many months. Thing is, I've forgotten everything I was doing. So yeah, this is a ribbon world, if you didn't know. What that means is that the world is on one long thin strip. It is infinite, left to right, but up to down it is 64 tiles, or 128, I think it's 64. And so we have to work within those constraints and build a factory that can fit in that space. How's everyone in chat doing? Yeah, the time is not so great. It's a little bit late in the day. What happened was, multiple days I was like, I'm going to stream today, and then I didn't. Because I kept putting it off till late, and today I did the same thing. I was like, you know what, let's just stream anyway. Get it out the way. Let's see, what's everyone talking about? Yeah, I'm not good at pronouncing your name, Paperplane. Mr. Matchmore Quantum on the Discord, hello. Yes, Multipulted 95, this is really happening. I am here. This is going to last about 2 hours, and then I will sleep or whatever. And then return to this in a shorter time than 4 months. Windows doesn't close properly. Yeah, there was a Windows update going around recently. Been causing some people issues and other people not. I've learned now to just update as soon as it tells me to, because of the time in the end of Roll for It Shadowrun, where in the middle of the finale, I started updating to Windows and couldn't stop it, and it took half an hour plus, and I had to just join the call from my phone. It was not good. So that's the lesson I've learned that I'm passing on to you. Just update before it does something mean to you. Before it's too late. Yeah, the people are flooding in because for once I'm actually playing the game that people want to see. Except now it's got to the point where people are actually asking me for Kingdoms and Castles. I've Stockholm Syndromed you. I forced you to watch it so much that now you want to see it. Let's grab some stuff. So it seems that we've got up to green science. We've just researched oil, but I think that's still a long way away. There's some biters nearby. They are very in range. They are very angry. They are going to come for me and murder me. I don't even have ammo in half of these. Oh dear. Pastor Bentham did not maintain this very well. I am scared. Oh my god, there's like 2 ammo in each of these. I'm gonna start just manually making some more. Because this is bad. And then I think we need to go out there and kill those guys, because otherwise that is going to be painful. Very, very painful. By the way, seeing as we're still towards the start of the stream, if you are someone who has joined a while after the stream has started and are just watching it from the beginning instead of starting in the middle, if you didn't know, YouTube has this cool feature where you can watch back live streams in double speed while they're still playing and catch up with them, which is the most amazing thing. And I love doing that, because it means that you never miss a moment. If you need to pop away for a minute to get a drink or whatever, and we're under attack from the other side, crap. I don't think we have defenses over there. Damn it, Past Bentham, you are responsible for all my troubles. Why did you put me in this horrible situation? They're all just being belted down to the factory. Oh my god, that's a lot of them. Panic! Panic a lot. Do we have turrets? We don't. I'm going to just start crafting a lot of those. And hide. I'm going to try shooting some of them as they get delivered down to me. Just a conveyor belt of biter murdering, sure. Oh my god. What has happened? Build the turrets, place the turrets. Put ammo in the turrets. And then just wait for the horrific wall of biters. There we go, we can hold them off. Everything's fine. We've just lost all of our iron. Precisely all of it. Everything's fine on the other side, right? I'm getting worried that that's going to get attacked while I'm not looking. That was a very, very well done systematic destruction of everything I've worked for. Let's just rebuild what was there and then try and work out what we were doing. This is not a good start. Most definitely. The good thing is we're not going to be producing any pollution anymore, so the biters aren't going to be attacking. Right? That's how it works, right? Oh, actually, it is how it works. Oh, is there another base there? Another base has appeared. That's the problem. One has sprung up inside pollution range and just immediately launched everything. And they're preparing another attack force. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. I wanted that. Let me just make use of these 2 turrets we have. And then just put much ammo in them. And we'll start replacing the iron mining. Oh dear. Yeah, as I was saying, you can watch back live streams at double speed while they're still playing and you can catch up, which means that if you actually just need to pop away and get a drink or whatever, you can just pause the stream, go get it, come back, and then play it at double speed, and you'll be caught up in the amount of time that you were away. It's wonderful. I use that all the time on AVAX streams. Right, yeah, so iron's dying, and it's in the process. Which, as I remember, means that steel dies, because I did not think that through. Let's get what we have. Hang on, can we get 2 more, and then we got a... Oh, we need 4 more. We got a nice round 200 steel. By the way, is everything running nicely? As far as I'm aware, so far the stream has been running smoothly. But please shout at me a lot if that is not the case anymore. And I will press buttons and panic and so on. Yeah, so we need to get bigger guns. I guess I'm going to start making some piercing rounds and some grenades. Might be useful. I seem to remember shotguns are good against bases, but I don't think these ones are particularly big. Yeah, that's like 1 base, 2 bases. I think we can just deal with those with standard ammo. We'll have to make some heavy armor. We'll probably use a little bit of, just a small amount of turret creeping. Only slightly cheaty. Hello, Hanno. Difficulty preset? I can't remember. I discussed it in the first stream. Many, many moons ago. I'll put this in a playlist with it. Oh, I should have linked that, really. I meant to link it in the description so you can actually find it. But if you're watching the video, then it will be in the description by then. And this will also be in the same playlist as it. I'll probably, like, end screen it and all sorts. You won't be able to miss it. Yeah, I'm just stealing all the remaining iron we have, which is really not a good way to respond to an iron shortage being imminent. It's the natural thing, though. Like, you know that, like, everyone says that there's a shortage of a particular food on its way, so you stockpile on the food, and that makes the shortage happen. It all goes wrong. I'm very good at the Scorch 191. Slightly tired, as it is a little bit late, but I'm sure I'll be fine. I did tweet, I was typing out the description for this video, and I got it so ridiculously wrong I decided to tweet my attempt at just typing YouTube. In my defense, I was at a jaunty angle relative to my keyboard. And I think I just put my fingers down in the wrong place and just typed out the word but to the left. That sort of thing. You never managed to accomplish anything in Ribbonworlds. Why? Please warn me beforehand of what issues are going to befall me. Is it the biters? There they could... Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a lot of them. Yeah, they're doing damage. They're doing a lot of damage. Oh, that one's out of ammo. And the one defending it is also out of ammo. So that is a good... That's nice. I'm just gonna... go deal with them. Are they dead? Yes, but now that one is also out of ammo. They at least didn't attack the steam engines. Right. I don't have any normal ammo. I was going to put that in. Just start crafting some of that. Only issue is it uses iron, which we no longer have production of, so we're going to struggle to keep our ammo supplies going. Oh, very dear. There, that'll tide that over for all of 5 minutes. Let's go and look at this base. Okay, 2 bases, a small worm. We can probably deal with that. Don't know if we have quite enough ammo. Let's make some nice backup standard ammo. And I'm going to plonk down a couple of gun turrets to hold them off if they spot me while I'm over here. Need more tutorials. I should make more. I haven't made them in a very long time. My rail tutorial is getting very out of date, but I keep being like, but what if the next update changes everything again? It's like, well, 0.16 isn't that far away. That might change things. Who knows? Oh, that's under attack. Oh, we can't even see it with our radar. Do we even have, like, more than one? We probably just have the one. Oh, that's... Oh, there were too many. There were too many. They've overwhelmed it. Abort the plan. Gotta go deal with that. Did they get stopped in time? Probably fairly unlikely. Let's go check it out. You get the feeling I need an ammo feed. Yes, that would be good. I think what I need to do is push the biters back beyond... Oh, it survived! They held the gate. Just about still standing. Oh dear. Do we even have walls yet? We have invented walls. They do exist. We have unlocked their secrets. Let's just collect 10 ammo in each of these and then steal the rest. Oh, more science. Ooh, bullet damage. Let's do some of that. That seems nice. More of this. Let's try and tackle this one then, seeing as we're now over here. And of course, while we're over here, the other one will get attacked. Oh, there's 4 bases. That's more than 2. 4 is more than 2. This is a development. Let's dump all of our standard ammo into these. We'll creep forward a bit. Oh, they spotted us. I'm going to help them with the shooting. Right, everything's fine. Place this one. Then we got a nice backup. Then we'll move in. They can deal with the... Oh, this is taking a long time. And a lot of ammo. Yeah, I don't think I have enough to kill all of these, but I can kill 2 of them. Maybe 3? I can kill 3, I reckon. And then I'm just going to have to manually craft some while I'm stood here. Just ignore the ones eating me, it's fine. Right, let me just... I'll be back in a second, biters. I'm just going to craft all remaining ammo I can. And then... taking time out from Sheepdog and Peachy. Well, here's the thing. What happened was, like, I hadn't been playing Factorio myself for a while. I go on and off it, in and out of it, as I do with many games. Even my favourite game still gets a little bit boring from time to time, and I leave it. And I left it for months this particular time around, and that was part of the reason why there've not been any Factorio videos up till that series started, because I wasn't playing it, so I wasn't particularly motivated to play it instead of whatever else I was doing at the time. But after playing with Peachy and Sheepdog, I was actually inspired to get back into it again. So I've been playing offline for a bit. I'm like, I should probably also make videos. I should probably get back to Ribbonworld like I said I was going to. And so here we are. Right, let's make sure this doesn't happen again. Oh, and there's the bullet damage. It's a bit late now. Ah, well. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build us a gun line nice and far out beyond pollution range. That way, we'll just have to deal with colonization parties rather than constant attacks. How far does the pollution go? This far, pretty much. Oh, that'll probably do. Right, let's try it. We don't have any stuff. I've got 2 turrets. It's not enough. I'm just going to place these and put what little ammo I have in them, and then run away and get more. It might stop them. It might distract them and stop them establishing a new base long enough that I can deal with the ones on the other side and do the same for them. Is this modded? Nope, this is vanilla. I've just set the map height to very small. How's the resolution and everything looking as well? Is that all working out fine? Because my preview window doesn't look great, but that's, I think, because it's not supposed to. Right, we're getting iron. There is still some. Could be better, but it's working. We're even building it up in a couple of places. So it's enough to feed the science. The science is still operating at full speed. It's just that as soon as I want some iron, it all disappears. Also, steel is... oh, there's plenty left, actually. I forgot there was still a bunch more that I hadn't picked up yet. Right. Let's make a bunch more turrets. How many do we have to a defensive line? 1, 2, 3, 4... It's 10, isn't it? I'm going to blueprint that. Barely worth it, but speed things up ever so slightly. And then I can't place it over here because we can't see. So we'll go back over there. Also, we've got this radar here. Let's move the radar. What next? Any military stuff we can be getting on with? Not... oh yeah, there is. We've got more bullet damage. We'll work on that. Yeah, this is potentially dangerous, but I'm just gonna put a radar here, I think. Yeah, we'll put it here. The biters will hate it, so I will give it a bit of extra defense on top of what it already has. Yep, now with 100% less potato, new PC, old one is relegated to stream management duties. So I have the chat up on that one. It must sit there in shame. It has failed me. The annoying thing is that it still runs fine. It plays games fine. It's just that it can't quite deal with streaming. And also it was starting to struggle with videos, because of course it's a lot more taxing than otherwise. And I was slowly having to cut corners in more and more places. For example, you may have noticed that the Kingdoms and Castles series was in 720p, which is a bit embarrassing. But it simply wouldn't record 1080, it wasn't good enough. And now I've switched to this PC, and I can do 1080, and I can do 60 FPS, and I can live stream at the same time, and it's wonderful. Right, so that radar's there. We're going to get back to that, because we want to go to the other end. We're out of iron again. We need more... oh, I have a storage chest. Why, thank you, Past Bentham. You were thinking about me more than I expected. You at least prepared me by giving me this lovely supply of materials here. Right, I'm stealing this. And delivering it over to the other end, and then we've got a bit better coverage. Also, I need to make the turrets, but I can. Make all those, and then we need much ammo. 50 will do. We'll be on our way. I'm occasionally noticing random messages. I'm not doing a very good job so far of paying attention to chat. I've just been looking at Factorio the whole time. Here we go, I'm just walking in a line for a bit. Let's read what's going on. How long am I going to be streaming for? The stream should be a total of about 2 hours. We are 20 minutes in. Plenty of time left. Yeah, it is fun when you watch back in double speed and then it resynchronizes and suddenly everything slows down. Right, I'm gonna place... That's not it. Wait, what? Why did I... What? Oh, I blueprinted spacing previously, didn't I? But yeah, I want to have this, and then we'll place it there. Gives us our lovely fancy even spacing. And hopefully it's not too near to the biters and they're not going to murder me while I'm building this, because that would be bad. Yeah, there's a genuine danger in Ribbonworld that you might end up really stuck because you've run out of materials in the middle and you've got to expand, but you don't have the materials to expand. Oh, what are we dealing with? An attack of... Oh my god, there's so many of them! But this time they were held off. These guys helped a little bit. Let's put 10 ammo in each of these. That seems like a good idea. And also, walls would be nice. Fun thing about walls is that I will only ever need to make 128 walls. I will never need any more than that, because that will cover this side and the other side. Yeah, I maybe built a little bit close to these. They perhaps will just attack because they spot me at some point. But hopefully they won't. As long as the turrets are in place, that's fine. More bullet-based stuff. We need it right now. Do I have enough? Oh, I'm going to be short by 2 ammo. That's just not fair. It was all going to line up so nicely. There we go. And back on our way. When am I going to play Kingdoms and Castles? Soon. Probably the next video that comes up will be that. Actually, it might be Cosmoteer. Thing has happened with Cosmoteer, though. The multiplayer update is now out, which means that my save file is broken. However, I don't know if I've updated to it yet, and I can probably roll back if I wanted to. So we might have one last episode with the current Cosmoteer fleet before we leave that. And I've got a particular idea about what I can do for one more episode before we wrap that up entirely. A neat thing to do that that nicely rounds things up. Put a couple more miners in, I think we're okay. It's going to make the pollution worse though. They're going to start attacking, which is going to be a pain. But let's deal with the other side. Looks like we can expand quite a way to the other direction without too much trouble. Also, got to make sure to add in the radar. Plonk that here. That'll be fine. Modded Factorio like Bobs or Angels, but that's so much effort though. Everything's so complicated. I can't be bothered. I just make gem sorting systems forever. I did once try playing Bob's Mods offline. And I did get a decent way through it, but I just got bored of all the mess. Having to deal with so many little fiddly things. I don't know why I'm doing this, because there is the storage chest of iron over here that I can use. I forgot about that. I can just easily resupply whatever I need. I don't set these up often enough in Factorio games. I always just forget and then hoover everything up forever. Got a random iron stick, I hate that. Right, we were making stone bricks over here. So we were getting there with the wall production. We were preparing, but we never quite finished. Alright, let's just make 100 walls. We're not quite ready to place them yet. We want to advance first, and for that we need ammunition. Cosmeteer multiplayer series would be neat. Though, I think it's only like the competitive arena stuff right now, which is fun. Am I going to destroy my pistol? Yeah, at some point. I can't be bothered. I'll stick it in a box. There. But you gotta remember, the wood's a limited resource. There's only so much of it in the world. How much do I have? Not that much, actually, genuinely. Do I have it being stored anywhere? Are we really that short on trees? There's a few around. Yeah, I'll just blow up the box. There we go. Dealt with. That's the thing. You never use the pistol. Just take it out, blow it up with another gun that you've made out of your bare hands. You can trust a gun you built yourself. Who knows where you got that pistol from? Could backfire and explode on you immediately. What's going on? Yeah, I like, yeah, what someone said, what's going on? Paper Plane immediately said, Bentham's playing Factorio. Good summary. Well done. Oh, here we go. Bit more bullet shooting speed, and then we'll get back to doing other stuff. How is the science? It's fine. We need more science labs or to research science speed. Right, manufacturing of ammo is going well, but I'm also going to make a bunch of normal ammo. And then we can use that in our guns that we approach with. Oh, they're preparing another attack. Let's just hang back here for a minute. That's fine, and I'll read the chat a bit more. Yes, the height is 64 tiles. There is actually, I've explained it briefly in the description. The height is 64 tiles, which is 2 chunks, I think, or 1 chunk. I think it's 2. Or maybe it's 4. I don't know. It's a certain number of chunks. Doesn't particularly matter. And I could have had it thinner. And some people are like, oh, I've done a 5-tile high thing, or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, where'd you put your railway? I'd want to have trains in this. I've got this whole plan. There's going to be a main bus at the top. There's going to be a railway at the bottom. It's all going to be lovely. The exact, like, height isn't important. What's important is that the world is a straight line, and you have to work within those particular constraints. Yeah, it defaults to infinite, but you can just set it limited. And no one realized this for ages. That was the thing of, like, no one thought to try it, and then someone was just like, wait a minute. There's these map height settings. Oh, dear. If someone's just like, there's these map height settings. What if I just do something dumb and just make it, like, ridiculously small? And the Ribbonworld was born. Right, we need to... Oh, now I need to use half the ammo I'm making to resupply these before everything dies. Some number of chunks. An arbitrary value of Factorio chunks is contained within the space. Landfill is important. That really helps to make sure that the game is playable, because otherwise you'd eventually run into a lake and it would be impossible to continue. Though I think the water only in the starting area setting has been available for a long time, so you could still do it. You just had to generate a lot of maps before you could find one where the lakes in the starting area didn't get in the way of you going in a particular direction. But with landfill, that is all an issue of the past. As long as you start with some stone, you can always make your way out. I've made a bunch of landfill already, because there is one lake next to us. I don't know if I want to remove all of it. I could just do that, because you can, in fact, pump water from the endless void of doom. As you can see over here, I've built some pumps. They hang off into the nothingness, and they provide water for our steam engines. We are powered by Hell Steam. Void Steam, whatever you would like to call it. At some point, demons will come forth and murder us all, but for now, it is a very useful source of energy. Right, let's set up our turrets. They are ready for another attack. That's pretty much their constant state of being, because these guys really hate me. They're very close. They're absorbing a lot of pollution, and probably vastly accelerating the evolution of the biters, and more rapidly bringing about my demise. So let's remedy that by just walking turrets towards them. Just get them near enough that they can shoot the biters that are attacking me while I'm shooting the bases. That'll do the trick. There we go. We're out of range of the worm, which is nice. So we can deal with that afterwards. Well, thank you, Alex. Awesome. Very nice to hear. Do you ever get to nuclear power and you built it? Yes, I have built nuclear power a number of times. It is the best. As soon as I have the ability to make nuclear power, I will usually annihilate my steam engine production and just be nuclear for the rest of the game. The biters have always been the good guys. They are the indigenous peoples of this land, and we are destroying their homes and burning everything they've built and polluting their lands and doing all sorts of horrible things. We are the bad guys. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to go murder some more of them. Here they come, trying to defend their home from the evil invader. But ultimately they will fail. Even if they fight me back today, tomorrow they will die. I don't know if I actually have enough ammo to deal with all these bases. Then again, we have upgraded bullet damage, so I think we're doing a bit better. There we go. Worm dealt with. 2 more bases. Yep, there's a new episode of Factorio with Peach and Sheepdog out. We did a new live stream on Wednesday. The current plan is to do them every Wednesday. And it usually lasts about 4 hours, resulting in 4-hour-long videos. And so episode 9 has just recently... Oh, this is a new base. It's only just come into existence. I've realized, though, I don't have the ammo to do... Oh, I totally do, actually. Just craft all that, and we'll be fine. Oh, I've turned all my standard ammo into... I mean, that's not that much of a problem, really, to be fair. I don't think I have enough ammo to just run in an attack that I might die. See, episode 9's come out because we've just done our 3rd live stream. So at its beginning, and in that set of episodes, I do set up nuclear power in that particular factory and completely forsake steam because nuclear is just better as long as you have enough uranium, which we haven't seen any of yet, and that's a little bit concerning. I hope I've got these settings right. Maybe I've misjudged. Right, let's go for it. I reckon we have enough ammo. I don't think we need the turrets as backup with this one. I think we can just hold them off ourselves. Yeah, we're doing alright. Just wait till the biters get spaceships. Don't worry, we're going to sabotage all their efforts. They'll never manage it. I always wondered that. Yeah, turrets do seem to have a damage increase. Thank you for informing me that it is at 100%. Let's do that with the next one, because otherwise I... Okay, maybe not. That's a lot of biter. That is too much biter. We cannot deal with that amount of biter. Time to set up a little bit of defense. Hang on. What I'm going to do is just make it so that we just about have coverage of here. Dump what ammo I have into these. They will hopefully distract any biters that wish to colonize, and that will keep this area clear, so we can pollute it as we like without them getting angry about it and retaliating. How much is game cost? Do you mean how much does the game cost? I don't even know, because I got it 3.5 years ago. And the price has changed since then, and I've also forgotten. But it is on Steam, and it's also on their website. Buying it from their website will be better for them than buying it from Steam. I would advise getting it from the website because it means that you can download multiple separate copies and have them on different versions and stuff like that. I currently have only the Steam version of Factorio on this PC, but on my old potato laptop that I was using previously, I have 6 different copies of Factorio that I use for different purposes. I have my Steam one, I have my one for testing experimental updates, I have my one for recording, I have one set up specifically for a mass, one specifically for Massa, and then I've just got some random old one that I don't use anymore. Wait, was that 7? I don't even know. Yeah, you can just repeatedly download zip files of it and get it many times over, which is very convenient. Okay, some people are saying $20, but also some people are saying $30, and some are saying $40, so who knows. Shall I just go look it up myself, because none of you seem to know. Factorio, Steam. It is $20 US, and absolutely worth it. And you can get it cheaper because Black Friday? I'm not sure if you can, it depends on how that works. I believe the devs have said they're never going to put it on sale because they consider it to have the value it has, that sort of thing. Makes a bit of sense. I mean, the thing about, if you ever put your game on sale, it means that people won't buy it till it's on sale, which is annoying. I think that was their policy, but it might have changed. I have no idea. It's been a long time. Factorio's been around for a while, and I've never known it to be on sale. It depends on the kind of dollars as to how much it costs. US dollars, it is 20 on Steam. I imagine it's the same on the Factorio website. Get it there, it's better. Right. Oh yeah, I was going to make a bunch of turrets and advance this turret line before it's too late. So we'll go do that first. Also, I should probably just set up ammo production because I'm making so much of it already. So... assembler. Plonk. And we'll set this up. This has just become our impromptu storage area because all our assemblers are pointing at it. You make standard ammo. I'll just upgrade it to not standard myself because we don't have steel being sent anywhere yet. And then we need 100 ammo for our turrets. Get those being made. And perhaps we can see about adding in some more iron mining again. How's the pollution doing? It's not got to those bases, but it's very close. Oh, I like how I've lined up the turrets exactly with the edge of the chunk. That's awesome. And yes, of course, you can see from the pollution that the map is precisely 2 chunks tall. And then it's also showing these chunks possibly because I go right up to the edges. I think if it was like, if I made it 62, then these wouldn't appear. So maybe I should have done it like that, but whatever. Right, I've got a bit of random... Oh, actually, we're fine in terms of ore right now. We probably just need more furnaces. Let's go grab some stone as well, because actually I don't know why, I just want some. Why not? Also, we've got loads of coal. Is there somewhere to store that? No. We probably want to mine all this away. Then again, we can just start building stuff out here somewhere. Oh, the crude oil is... where I was considering building the bus. Maybe I'll build the bus this way. That might be better. It seems like it's more open. Then again, we've got more land freed up in this direction. Yeah, that's good logic to follow of like, if Factorio did sales, it would be $40 and go down to 20. Instead, it's just 20. Also, that's a third of what a AAA game costs, and there's no extra DLC. That's always nice. No loot boxes. Might as well be topical. Steel. Is there any more? Yes, there is. Wonderful. Okay, it seems crisis is over. Everything is fine. We're no longer gonna die instantly. The biters have been pushed back. And they've calmed down a bit. Half the smelters are not operational because they are full of iron. Because the chest is full and all the assemblers are good. So I guess I'll just take the limit off that to make use of the extra stuff we have. Do the same for copper because at some point we'll have a shortage and then we can make use of that. Right, let's go. We're going to establish our new defensive line at the other end. I could have just deconstructed this line, actually, for that purpose, but whatever. We'll do that, and then we'll be safe, and then we'll start thinking about establishing some proper fancy production, because everything over there so far is pretty much temporary. We want a main bus. And all that fancy gubbins. Microtransactions to get faster inserters. Yes, you can only get stack inserters from loot boxes. And never mind filter stack inserters. You got no chance. Nuclear would have been a DLC. How far is it? Yeah, probably shouldn't miles away. This is going to be great. Issue's just over there, but we can deal with those two bases and that one actually. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, the only reason anything went wrong was because I didn't pay attention to the biter issue. Well, past Bentham didn't. It's not my fault, it's his. Should have done a better job of dealing with the biter situation. He's failed me. He's failed all of us. But it's okay, because present Bentham is here to save the day. There we go. We have the walls as well, so I can totally install them. Excellent. And we've now completely sealed off half of the map, which is nice. Also, there's absolutely no sound, and it's a bit weird. Why is there no music? There's a better way of doing this, but whatever. I've made a bit of a meal of it. There we go, 10 in each, and off we go. It's all just dead silent. What's happening? I'm scared. Present Bentham, not a good superhero name. That's the thing, you can't see anything right now, can you? Damn it, YouTube. I just happened to look over at the thing and it's like, yeah, it's pitch black. You can't see anything. I need lights. I need night vision goggles. Preferably not solar powered. So we'll have to work towards that. I'm just going to put lamps across the entire factory. In fact, I think I was already working on that. We've got some made and everything. There we go. Yeah, there's already lights around the place. That's very nice. We'll add a few more around the place just to be sure. Not much needs it. I don't know, there. here to make sure this middle bit's covered, not that there's anything in it. You can see this stuff fine. And of course the sun's risen now, so I can no longer see where I need to put lights. The music has returned now. Why did you forsake me, music? Everything is good. Have I got 2 storage chests for circuits? I don't know. Right, okay, main bus. We need a plan. Plan of action. Which way? East or west? Our options are fairly narrowed down relative to what you usually get. There's oil over here, so I'm inclined to go this way just so we can... Oh, there's oil over there as well. There's actually as much oil in both. So, I don't know. What I might do is main bus this way. Loads of furnaces around here, and then oil over here. The furnaces will probably fill up too much space, though. That's the thing. I do need to find out if live streams can be demonetized. Does YouTube work that fast, and have they found a reason yet? Because they're really good at just misinterpreting titles. I made a Kingdoms and Castles episode where I filled in the sea. So I called it War on Water, and it got flagged. I'm like, oh crap, because I had the word war in it. And it didn't think to be like, maybe if like, the video that has war in the title is in the gaming category, perhaps we should not flag it, because that would make sense. Maybe we should allow the Call of Duty World War II ads to play on these videos containing the word war. Right, yeah, we didn't really need extra mining, but it's future-proofing, and also one side of the belt wasn't full and it looked bad and I didn't like it. Everyone is shouting east. It would seem. Actually, not everyone. Well, let's look through the list. West, west, go west. Both. East, west, east. East. North. East, west, east, east. South. It seems like east is just about winning. Surprised, I was sort of preferring west, but east also works. Only concern is that we might run into this ore and struggle to get rid of it. Whereas this way it's a bit clear. You know what we should do before we start doing that? Let's go, like, deal with the rest of the biters. We're not done yet. Let's... Oh, I was just about to run off and do that, and I'm like, wait, I have no ammo. I have 15 armor piercing and nothing else. Let's not be dumb. Let's actually get some supplies before we go out killing more biters. That's looking good. Let's make a lot of ammo. Also, we'll cancel that and redo it after, because we can be on with that while we're working. By working, I mean slaughtering. Weast. Apparently, an option. Well, we'll get back to that once we've scouted out in this direction. We'll see what it's looking like, and then we'll decide. And yeah, I'm gonna have the bus run along the top, I think, and then we'll have rails running along the bottom. Unfortunately, it won't be loop-based. It'll have to be two-headed trains, because we need all the space we can get, and loops would be dumb. Alright, I reckon we can just run in, gun blazing. There's only the one gun. Unfortunately, the other base has been aggroed, but we can deal with that. Oh, it does have a worm over there. Is it a small one? Yes, it is. Should be fine. I reckon we can sneak in over here as well and just... Yep, we can get the base without the worm. Deal with the worm once the base is done. If we do start taking a fair bit of damage, we have our supply of fish. I've got 80 raw fish that I harvested from the one lake in the map at the end of last stream. I'm pretty sure I didn't fish 80 fish, so I'm assuming that you get like 5 or 10 from each fish. There we go, and then we'll scout out a bit and see what we can spot further on, though night is falling, so we're not going to be able to see a thing. However, we can see the base that is right there and definitely too big for us to deal with, so that's that resolved. We know what to do. We'll build our wall, and we'll leave it at that. We're still making the turrets, so I'll have to... I can get on with putting the ammo in them for now. Oh crap, oh crap. Nope, 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 nope. Don't do that. Don't attack immediately. That's... Was that a colonization attempt? It must have been, because the pollution's not in range, and they're not in range of me. So we did manage to foil them trying to set up a new base there. Very good, unless they got past. Some of them could have made it. We didn't really have our defenses properly working. That's one half. Whoops. And then, of course, we'll put walls in. I think we've got enough stone to make the walls we need. No, we don't. At all. Ah. This doesn't need walls. I'm sure it'll be fine. There we go. We'll put in walls at the... like either end. There we go, 18 on that side. 18 on that side, and the middle is just open. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, so now we've got a bigger picture. In fact, I reckon we can do a little bit more scouting in this direction without getting horrifically murdered. No, actually. As it turns out, there is another base there. There's a little outpost watching the gate. How much copper is that? 1.8 million. Very nice. Make a rail-based main bus? What? How does that even work? Everyone's still shouting east and west and stuff. Okay, let's take another look at this. So... this will get in the way, but it's not a huge amount of iron, and we'll be burning through a lot of iron in the early game. But it's followed by a crap ton of copper. And on this side, it's a blooming mirror. Okay, there's less iron and slightly less copper, so I think east is the better direction to go in. We can get through these quicker so that we can build over the top of them without wasting the resources. And who doesn't want 2.9 million iron for their purposes? And there's oil in both directions, so whatever. We'll build our furnaces out here and our main bus here, and that should all work out. Right, we have our plan. Let us go forth and get stuck in trees. Let's just cut some of these down. I would bomb them all, but we only have so many trees in the world. Not that I plan to make that many things out of wood. Loops would be great on this map. More challenging. I could get rid of this line, but I guess I could just leave it in as an emergency backup. Probably a good idea. East but start behind the oil. Maybe. I mean, I've got to account for the fact that as the game progresses, I'm going to have so many more little bits and bobs to build everywhere. And so I should probably leave huge amounts of space between everything so that I can later on add in stuff that I've forgotten or invented. With this height, does the pollution stay only in this space? I forget exactly how it works. It might be that it's actually being funneled in either direction, in which case, crap. But I'm not really sure. I think I said what it was last stream, but I've since forgotten which is the truth. Oh, why aren't we doing science? How did I miss that? We've not been doing science for so long, and I was just a complete derp. I bet I was even in the menu and tabbed out of it for something. Let's speed up lab research. In a compressed map like this, it is good to make good use of your space. Get every lab doing as much work as possible. Right, so, yeah, I mean, we could start here, but, I mean... yeah, we'll start after the oil. Because we'll find something to do with this space. I mean, we'll even put the furnaces on this side. Or at least start with that, and then maybe end up having to move them later. Like, basically, the nightmare scenario is that you've got your main bus, you've got your furnaces, and you've, like, we'll zoom it. You've got your main bus, and you've got your furnaces, and you've got your oil, and you need more furnaces. And it's like, I can't move the main bus, and I cannot move the oil. Where do I put the furnaces? And then you've got to, like, put them over here and train them in, or whatever. And that's just a nightmare. There's a lot of trees. Maybe I will use grenades for this. Otherwise it's going to take forever. If you keep your starting pistol, it gives you an extra inventory slot for ammo. This is a good point, but by the time I need that inventory slot, I'll probably have 3 guns anyway. No, maybe not actually. No, I'll have like a submachine gun and shotgun and flamethrower. At some point I'll probably swap out the shotgun for a rocket launcher. That's a long way down the road though. Ooh, we've just finished our iron pickaxe. Let's make our steel one. And we'll just ignore the fact that it would have made more sense just to start with, just to make the steel one as soon as I could. I'm sorry, okay, I can't say that name. Guerrero Errante is possibly a way to say your name. I'm sorry to hear that your internet isn't holding up. I don't think I've made this very good for people in terms of bitrate. I think I've made that high, and I don't know if YouTube then fixes that for people, or whether it means that half of you can't actually watch the stream. But yeah, I guess we'll be here or we'll be further back. I don't know exactly where we'll start, but what I'm thinking is this. We start with this many belts. We immediately compress it down as we go on and try and shrink it as much as possible because we can. And then we've got this space here for assemblers, and then there's some rails down at the bottom here. That's the idea. If we need more throughput, we can potentially add in some middle belts and just make it a solid bus instead of having the strips, because I don't know how important those really are. Also, the fact that it's right up against this might not do very good. Maybe I should have a gap of 2 first. But there's only so much space we have to work with, and every extra belt we have is less space we can have for assemblers, and the more wide everything has to be. A car bus? Hell no. If you bus your materials west, it will be better because you could place your miners and furnaces to the east side and then move them over via the train to the other side where it can expand infinitely. What? It's going to be the same either way. I think the oil is going to end up being on the other side of the furnaces to the bus, so that arrangement isn't going to change if that's what you were saying. Yeah, YouTube should scale it based on your internet speed. I just don't know if I've made it the best or whether it doesn't matter. Let's just hope YouTube can deal with the problems. Interesting, I just got a comment on my previous live stream because I think there's some weirdness with how YouTube deals with live streams, because what happens is whenever I complete a live stream, in my video manager, it comes up with the correct date and time that it took place, but it is sorted as if it took place at the time that the previous live stream did. So when I streamed Spin Tires the other day, it appeared in my video manager where the original Ribbonworld episode should have appeared. Whereas the original Ribbonworld stream appeared where the Kingdoms and Castles stream I did appeared. And the Kingdoms and Castles stream appeared where, like, I don't know, Rimworld or whatever I played like a year before that had happened, or FTL or whatever it was. So that's weird. And annoying. And I'm pretty sure that the entire reason that YouTube Gaming as a website exists is because they were like, sod it, just start over. Make a new YouTube. Make that for streaming. process it there, send it to the YouTube proper, and then maybe it'll work. YouTube is a very old and very broken system. No one understands how it works anymore. You just bolt on extra bits to the program and hope that it still functions, and half the time it doesn't. Yeah, it does have a resolution option, so that's fine. Though it is annoying that if you stream in 60 FPS, it doesn't give people the option to watch in 30 FPS at the higher resolutions, if I remember rightly. And so, if people can deal with 1080p but can't deal with 1080p 60, well, screw you then, you can't watch 1080p. You gotta watch 720 60. I mean, maybe I should just start in front of the oil. There's some more oil over there. And what I usually do nowadays in 0.15 is just, once I can, I just do coal liquefaction and just forsake oil outposts entirely. Because I don't use coal for anything, because I'm using nuclear. Well, not much coal to be seen. I may have set it lower, I forget. I don't know what settings I even put this on. Just joined in. What did you miss? You missed the first hour. There is another hour to go. However, if you go and watch the start of the live stream, you can watch it in double speed, and you might catch up just in time for the end. If you want to do that. Right, I'm annoyed about the vast distances I have to traverse here to get to where I'm working, but I think I will appreciate it in future. Right, we'll make that iron, that'll be copper, that'll be everything else, so plastic, steel, that sort of gubbin. So let's run this belt back. We'll just have one for the moment. One of each. Whoops. I don't know, I'm deconstructing that, it's not like I'm not going to build that later. So in the end, the bus is gonna... Oh, I'm making a mess of this. I'm gonna have the belts running here. Maybe I'll remove them later. I don't know what I'm planning. Not even I know what's gonna happen. Let's just make, like, multiple hundreds to be getting on with. I have a factory back at the base making this, but I didn't think to get some before I left. So we're making it as we go. And while this is happening, I'll read chat. You can force 30 FPS with plugins in Chrome. That's nice. At least there is some way of doing it if it's a real issue for you. And what to work on? Concrete would be nice. Just get that nice and early, because if we concrete everything, that'll help us to traverse the extremely long distances that you have to deal with in a Ribbonworld. And also, it would be really easy to pave literally everything, because there is not that much ground. Right, let's send these down this way, and then... Got some room for some future extra coal-based power. And then we'll just hook this up to the copper and iron belts we already have. Let's change this about a bit, which is going to break things briefly. Then let's get a splitter. Oh, we haven't got one. Quick, make it fast. Oh, we can't because... Okay, I'm just going to break the belt because I forgot we're still crafting these. We don't need to anymore because we have this right here with all the belts we could ever want. Right, let's do that and then faff about a bit. Do this, and then you're fine again. This can go off this way, and then what we'll do is we will split this, send it up here, because I want them this way round for not particularly important reasons, and off this way. Ah, there's coal. This coal is going to be annoying, I know it, because this is going to take forever to mine through, but I'm also going to want to build stuff here. I am tempted to just mine it all and stick it in boxes, but it would be hundreds of like steel chests full of it. Might take up more space than the deposit itself does. In fact, we can check that. How much in a tile? Less than how much a box can store. Not that much less, though. It would take up as much space if it was in boxes, but it would at least be movable. I could put it somewhere else if necessary. You tried watching Factorio and no one zoomed in. It was confusing. Who are you watching? I usually zoom in a fair bit, so I hope that that's a little bit better for you here. Were you watching like a replay or something? That's possible. Right. So these split into here. This is enough room for most of the other stuff we need, like steel, plastic, stone, coal. Do we need anything else at this stage on these? I don't think so. The issue will be later down the line when we've got like 20 different things on the bus and we have to have like a half belt for each one and stuff. But yeah, these ones are quickly going to give way to gears and circuits and other stuff like that, and ultimately they'll leave a bit of space for other stuff. We'll see how it goes. People are saying 0.12. What are you on about? Oh, asking when people started playing Factorio. That is a good question to ask. I'd love to see. Yes, Cake Portal, I did continue. It's been like 4 months, but I have returned. I have a new PC, and so I can now actually do this. Right, if I wanted a belt of gears, I would need 2 belts of iron going into it. Right, let's get a half belt of gears then. Oh, but that's... We could really do with more than that. Maybe I should just put 2 of these straight into it, but then we wouldn't have that much for circuits. How much? I'd like 2 belts of circuits if we can manage it. Wait, but it's 1.5 to make a circuit, so 3 of these would go into 2 circuit belts, and 1 of these would go into... Wait, am I counting that right? It would take 3 of these and 2 of these to make 2 circuit belts. We'd have 2 of these and 1 of these left over. That can be used for red circuits, and then a couple of other things down the line. Hopefully that's enough. It'll leave us with these 2. We can use 1 for gears and the other 1 for everything else. Potentially we could use 2 for gears and then just put the excess back into the belt, but that's a recipe for not having any iron running down the main bus anymore. If needed, I could do 1 extra one along here or something. Is solar power better than steam power long term? Well, I guess eventually. I always go for solar power as soon as I can. Or I used to, until nuclear became a thing, and now I go for that, because it's massively space efficient, and also uranium and all the stuff involved with that is really cool. And I love working with it. It's always so satisfying when you finally get Covarex enrichment running. Alright, let's actually set up some production here. So, I keep getting a splitter, but we don't want a splitter. We actually just want to take the entire belt off, and then we want to just remove this. And then we want to make a bunch of assemblers. And work out exactly where we want to start things up. I like to have a consistent line running along. Actually, I'll probably just adjust it as needed with this because of how the particular game mode works. So this is enough space to be getting on with. So we'll put it here, and then that's enough space along here for the gears to run along the outside. This is a lot more assemblers than we need. Actually, it makes more sense to do it the other way around. Let's get rid of that. We'll do it here because if we ever want to switch to 2 iron belts, then we can have them running on the outside and the gears on the inside, and that makes more sense. Nice to have it as an option. And then we run these here. And for now what we'll do is we'll split this. Damn it. We'll fix that later. And we'll do something like this. No point having it go underground because the gears will just have to be out of the way for the moment. That'll do that. Then our gear belt will run down here, turn here, hop, whoops, hop over this, and take the place of the iron belt that created it. That is the plan. That is how we're going to be doing a lot of this. Don't really need to extend half of these right now because they're not doing anything, but whatever. And I don't think we'll need much more than this. We can definitely, like, this can easily be extended enough that we'll have more gear production than we ever need, so we can leave that there. Let's actually put the inserters and stuff in place. What's chat saying? Oh, and I never told you what my first Factorio version was. It was 0.8. That was before oil existed. I've shown it off once or twice on like streams and stuff. My original factory. It was a mess of spaghetti, it was nightmarish, it was inefficient, and none of it worked anymore because oil wasn't a thing, and so all the recipes were different. Those were the days. I still remember how the first night after I played Factorio, I couldn't sleep because I was dreaming of belts and inserters. Genuinely. Like, I couldn't get to sleep because they were just cycling around in my head while I was half awake, half asleep. Full-on Tetris effect. Though I think Tetris effect is where you actually see Tetris while you're awake and just going about your daily business, which is slightly more scary. That means it's really invaded your mind. Can I please explain how rail signals work? I have done a tutorial on them. It's a bit out of date, but I believe that the rail signal stuff is still applicable. Chain signals have been implemented since I made the tutorial, but the basic important stuff is what the standard signals do, which it does explain, but I'll mention it here. So basically the signals mark the beginning and end of blocks in your rails. So if you have a single straight stretch of rail and you put two signals on it, then the space between those two signals will be a block, and also the space beyond the front one will be a block, and the one beyond the rear one will be a block. And if a train is in a block, then the signal will any signals leading into the block will be marked as red, and trains approaching them will stop and wait for the signal to be green, showing that a train has left that block. I believe in 0.16 they will be introducing an overlay that shows you that actually highlights the blocks in different colours, and that will immediately make the rail systems a lot more easy to understand, because you'll just be able to see exactly how it all lines up, and it will be wonderful. And so you just sort of extrapolate that to larger systems where you have like a junction, you have lots of signals leading into and out of it, so the junction counts as a block, and then everything else outside of it will count as its own separate blocks. If a train's on the intersection, because there's a bunch of signals around it, other trains will not go onto the intersection until the train is left, that sort of thing. Experiment, stick a bunch of signals down, pay attention to the direction, because what side of the rail you place the signal on determines what direction the signal corresponds to. So the blocks are sort of direction based. And then just send trains to places and see how they interact, and at some point it'll click and it will all make sense. Right. Now we do the circuits. I'm wondering if I should just be like super compressed and do this, but I think that's not necessary. So we'll have it running here. That will be our copper line. And we'll have our assemblers and stuff around here. Not that I have enough of them. Let's hoover up some iron because we're too far away from the factory to be bothered. Let's go back there and sort that. Yeah, running to and from the ends of the buses, you can run on the belts to go faster. That's always fun. That's a thing. In Ribbonworld, because you're always traveling, like, in a particular direction, you can be pretty sure of what direction you're walking in at any particular time. It's left or right. I could totally, as well as the rail network, build a proper highway where there are blue belts on top of concrete, one running in one direction, one running in the other, that my car can drive along to reach maximum speed. I think I need to do that now. I don't know if I'm going to find the space, but I'm going to find it. Alright, let's finish filling this in. I do need, because this is going to be 3 belts, I want to have... Yeah, we need more space. Actually, but here's the thing, because with the space we have, we probably need 2 separate circuit arrays next to each other to make sure that we always have enough space for all the circuit production we want. So actually, I'm just going to do that. That makes more sense to me. So, with this, we can do one more there. And then we'll build an entire another one here, and that way we can extend them and be fine. Have whatever throughput we need. I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it here. Maybe, like, down to here is enough. But I want to be sure, because otherwise it's going to be an absolute nightmare to fix it in later times. And now the issue we have here is we need 1.5 of these belts to become 2 belts that go here and here. So, we'll sidestep this. Then we'll split this. In fact, we can do it a little bit closer. Yeah, sidestep that, split that, then merge these 2. This goes here. Then, right. I'm not wasting time cutting all those down. Then that one will come off over here. So, run that, put that there. Then this goes to here. And then what we're left with is a belt and a half. We'll merge these straight away just to get that sorted. I'm actually being properly like technical and ratio abiding with this. Now I've actually got to deal with limited space. I need to think through what I'm doing instead of just cobbling it together. So I'm actually doing proper clever stuff. I can use linear naming system, a linear naming system for my bases. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. I very much approve of that. Also, yes, rocket-powered trains. We'll get there. We will. I think it actually makes a lot of sense to have rocket-powered trains because the rocket fuel is so much more efficient than coal or wood. They've actually made it so that top speeds and accelerations are affected by what type of fuel you're using, and rocket fuel is by far the best. And that's wonderful. It's just a shame that you have to get to the end game before you can do that and fit all your trains with basically hyperdrives. Right, let's actually get this running and then carry on. Copy that, over to there, and then belt running up, belt running down. And we'll have this, actually no, we don't need that, we should have that out of the way. I think, yeah. So I'll move this, I'll just underground belt it for a second, and then we'll split. Do we want to split? No, we want to just take this off here. I think that's, yeah, that's right. And then this can go somewhere. We'll just put it here. That goes to there. At some point, these are going to all disappear, and it's going to free up a bunch of space. But for now, we'll just use this. Makes sense to have gears and circuits right at the front. How's chat going? I'm not doing a good job of keeping track of all the messages. I keep glancing over and spotting like a couple. In a future where locomotives can operate off of solid rocket fuel. It's not that this is the future, it's that the character is a genius and can make anything work. He builds trains in his pocket. Like, he lands on the surface with nothing but a pistol and some ammo and a couple of iron plates, and the first thing he does is fashion a pickaxe and an actual completely functional coal-powered mining drill to mine him more iron so we can make more gubbins. And there we go with solar panels. What next? Gates might be nice. Might as well. Nothing else is particularly urgent right now. Let's get this set up. We're almost there with it. Unloading here. Loading here. Loading here. Unloading here. Nice and efficient in terms of power pole usage. And that is our circuit production operational. Get rid of that. Don't need it. We are no longer meeting our power demands. 'Twas inevitable. But that is pretty decent progress so far. Yeah, that's going to serve us well for the moment. Oh, the copper is just dying. It would seem. Well, one half of it is dying. The other half is absolutely fine, it would seem. I can also run my trains on wooden chests or small power poles. Yeah, the number... I like how they just operate like any other furnace. You can just fuel them with whatever you feel like. I think... Can you do that, actually? You can definitely run furnaces with anything even remotely related to wood. I forget if trains can run on quite so many other things. Right, yeah, we need more... Oh, it's actually just copper ore we need. I mean, we're not short on it. I think we'll be fine. Actually get this sort of double-sided. Yeah, there's stuff in the way everywhere. Let's just deconstruct this for a second and redo it nicer. Don't know what my plan was here. It looks like I just plonked a couple down because I felt like it. Let's start on a particular side. We'll start over here. Up against the edge and then run them down like that. One more just for symmetry. There we go. And a belt. And some power. All nice and efficient and well arranged. And then connect that up. Send it to wherever it needs to go. We're out of belts, but we conveniently have a belt assembler. For just such an emergency. Bring this down. Connect it up somewhere. And now we give up on trying to be clever and we just hook it up into the belt we had before because whatever. He fell off making a new world at 0.15 but spent about 300 hours in 2 months by that point, so needs to have a bit of a life again. Yeah, I always overplay games and then burn out on them. And Factorio is absolutely no exception. It is all I'm playing right now, so it's only a matter of time, but for the moment, we'll make the most of it and we'll actually live stream it and stuff. Right, this should all be fine. That is more miners than needed to keep all these furnaces running, though we should probably upgrade the furnaces because we can. That's what I need stone brick for. Just trying to think what purpose it would have. There is also concrete to be being made. And yeah, let's do advanced electronics, so we're ready for blue science if and when that arrives, though we're not even at military science yet, so that's maybe getting a bit ahead of myself. But it's not going to stop me. Go grab some more steel. Oh wow, there's plenty of it now. I'll leave some in there. Very good to see. We can get some better ammo. Not that we need it anymore. We fixed the biter issue after the brief crisis at the start. That's probably still not enough to get the main bus running well, but it's something. We'll keep upgrading it. We can. More miners to start. Anyone knows what happened to the town series? It's gonna carry on. I took a break from all Factorio basically and just did other stuff for a bit. It's partially all the changes that have happened with getting a new PC. If I've got to one by one revive all the series onto that one. So some stuff like Kingdoms and Castles came back immediately because that was easy. Cosmeteer was slightly more awkward. It's basically whether like the game has Steam Cloud support or not, which I don't think Factorio does. And either way, I have my YouTube saves on a separate file, so on a separate copy. than Steam, just because it's worked out that way. But Towns will return. At some point I will get back on with it again. And part of it is that one of the things I need to do next is the overhaul of the entire rail network. I need to decommission every single train, plot out a new way of having everything delivered to everywhere else, and then re-implement it, because I've been just bolting on things to old trains for far too long in that series, and it needs fixing. But that's work. That's effort that I have to do outside of actually recording the episode. I don't want to do that. So I've just not got around to it. I forget if that's the thing to do next, or if there's one more episode to do before then. I forget exactly what I decided. But that's been part of the reason. There's just a whole bunch of work I need to do before I can even start with the recording, whereas normally I could just be one day like, you know what, let's just record right now. Like I've done with this live stream, where I decided to do it like 2 hours before it happened, and it was just like, maybe I should do that today. And then I just went for it, because I'll probably end up being busy other days, and so I shouldn't put it off anymore. And at some point I should work out a regular streaming day. Have I ever played Crusader Kings 2? I have not. It's on the list of maybe look at one day. But there's too many games. Can't keep track. And and instead of playing new games, I just play Factorio again or whatever. Half the time, so I don't get anywhere. Right, why is one side full and the other side not? What's happening with this? Is it because of... Oh, it's how this works. That means we can fix it, though. Let's underground belt this, just to make a bit of space. There's some more science. Ah, we've unlocked mining productivity. Let's do that. Might as well. Keeps the science busy forever. Right, let's move this down. I was trying to be efficient, but it was just not that, really. I like to use the full length of an underground belt where I can, but sometimes it's just dumb. Right, that's that resolved a little bit. Grab some more of these. Do we have grenades being made? We don't. Let's have them being made. Actually, we can do that on the main bus we're building right now, except to build the main bus right now, we need the grenades to blow up the thing. I'm just going to manually craft some. That's fine. There we go. Also could do with more gears and circuits. I mean, we have those being made now at the main bus, but they're built up here, so probably better to grab them now. Also, more coal maybe. Oh yeah, the power's broken. Forgot about that. Actually, it's not broken anymore because the bus is currently stopped. Oh, but it's very close. Yep, we need more. Right then. Now, usually what I do is I leave a gap of 3 and then build the next one. And then... Nah, actually, I should still do that for the moment, I think. That. Actually, we'll do a fair bit of upgrading, so we'll get 4 of those. 8 of those. And we'll cancel most of these, because I cannot be bothered to wait that long. Also, 3 of these. And that'll be us fine. These set up nicely. Yeah, they're good enough. That works. And then this works, and we'll connect these up and stuff. Because these can and should go. And also this needs to move. We can move this up a lot now, actually. What coverage does our other one have? I can't see. This is an issue. How am I supposed to know in the minimap what I'm covering? Because... Alright, I just need to mouse over, mouse it over where I'm standing. And then I just need to keep walking till I lose sight of some of the map. Have I lost sight? Yes, I have. Is this about to disappear, though? Yes, so I need to move back. So, to there. There we go. Gotta be efficient with your radar coverage. Use a lot of power, you know. This and this. Oh, and then some more. Oh, have I got this wrong? Yeah, I've got this completely wrong. I'm dumb. Gotta be like this, which is a little bit silly looking. And then follow that line along. And then I can put these in and all of the engines, and they will all be covered by power poles. Whoops. There we go. That's disconnected that. That's no good. I missed one. There. Then we need a couple of underground pipes. We'll have to sidestep this. We'll just have it run down the middle, might as well. Oh, it's going to have to split as well. We'll make a splitter. Let's just make like 20 splitters. Why don't I already have that? Also, I have too much stuff in my inventory right now. It's getting a bit messy. Right, add in these. And there's not our power because I haven't done this yet. That. Sorted. Now we have double the power. That'll last us for a while longer. And there is far too much coal, and I'm just going to try and dump it back onto the belt. For want of a better solution. Also, too much wood. I need to build a wooden chest, plonk it in a random location, and dump most of this here. And that's a little bit better. How's chat doing? Oh, everyone's giving someone advice about clicking on a power pole. Seen we dump stuff into furnaces. How do I do a mass ore drop into furnaces? Hold down control. Fix towns. Make a live engineering session. That's a point. I could live stream that bit of it. It would still be quite dull though. Like half the stuff I'd be doing would be like writing stuff down on paper. Of like, what does this place need? What does this place have? Can the train go from this place to this place? If people really want to, I can live stream the train revamp of towns, but that does not seem that entertaining. I wouldn't watch it. How long is this stream? This stream is 2 hours long. We're 1.5 hours in. I'll be finishing in half an hour. Alright, let's blow some of this up so we can just speed up the process. I like to quickly upgrade grenade damage because it doesn't take too many upgrades to make it so that you can destroy trees with one grenade. And then it saves half the resources. But we're not there yet. There's the menu that shows power use. Yeah, you have to click on a power pole. That's the thing, they can't have it as one of the things up here or a menu item because there are separate power networks, and so it would, like, the button would be like, well, which power network do you want to see? Global power could be shown, but that might not necessarily be that useful. So you have to actually go to where the power network is and examine a component of it. Can you do that from the map? Because if you can't, you should be able to. Oh, you totally can. Yes, so you can just look at power from the map if you need to. And if you want to check that your power poles are connected, then there is one of the buttons toggles that. If you built your base in a very messy way, it can make it quite horrific to look at, admittedly. I've just got all of them enabled because they're all useful. It's a little bit messy when they're all happening at once, but you can always turn one off if you need to. Oh, we've researched this. All sorts of things being unlocked. Stack inserter might be nice to just have around for future. We can start on those and try and get the bonus to standard inserters. Oh, that needs blue science. We'll just research stack inserters anyway. Might as well. And continue with extending this. This doesn't do anything yet, but whatever. And then we'll make our second circuit array. Similar to the first, we've already done the nice merging over there, so we literally just have to peel the two belts off and send them that way. And we'll also need 10 assemblers. While they're crafting, I will make efficient use of my time. Save on grenades. You would listen to the stream when I fixed towns. I might as well stream the Towns Train revamp, because what else can you do? Only other option is not to stream it. Well, you see, YouTube's algorithms are mean. And if you put out something that not many people watch, it can punish you for it. Otherwise, I would absolutely just stream whatever I felt like at any time. No matter how boring and terrible. Actually, that would still have a negative effect, because also people will unsubscribe if I stream boring things. Alas, it is not so simple. Why am I crafting belts? I have many, I just need more underground belts. And if I need more iron, it's right here. Right, get rid of that. And then we'll do the same thing again. Bring this out here. Send the circuits back to take their place. Down to 1 iron belt, but I think that's fine. Not that much stuff going forward needs a load of iron. There's a few things, but this will eventually be a blue belt, and thus we'll probably be able to deal with it, so probably okay. If we really need to, we've always got these 2 middle ones and these 2 here. If it's a problem. Yeah, the belt peeling looks really good for the moment. I'm sure it'll become a nightmare later, but for now it's lovely. Enjoy it while it lasts. Because so far this is all pre-planned. I've already known what I'm doing. Later on when we get into the unexplored waters, who knows what'll happen. Who knows what mistakes I'm making right now that will come to haunt me many hours down the line. And then we need 4 of those, 4 of those. And we'll set up the recipes. And it's a lot for the moment, but one day we might need all this circuit production extending down to here. That's my logic. Add all these in. And set it up all the same, just because it looks nice that way. There we go, that's that set up, and then just to make sure everything works out okay, we'll put that in. Why isn't this working? Oh, there's no copper over here yet, of course. All I gotta do is belt that down to there. Why don't I filter my hotbar? Because I forget. I don't know, I should. There are many things in Factorio I should do, and that I am told to do many, many times. And being told to do them only makes me less likely to do them. There we go. Very good. Measure your distance in radar ranges. Why? What distance? Are you saying I should, like, categorize all of the section? Like, I should basically note different sections of the map, and they're all named after the corresponding radar, that sort of thing? Numbered, probably. What is the long-term goal of Ribbonworld? It is, yeah, launching a rocket. That sort of thing. I'm not going to go for trying to make certain amounts of signs per second, because I just know I'll come into throughput issues somewhere and give up, and it's all going to go wrong. So we'll just launch a rocket. That seems like a nice option. Add an attack. They must have been trying to... wait, has the pollution got that far? Nope, it's just them trying to colonize. Interesting thing to note is that the pollution is extending further in the void than it is on the ground, because... hold on. Mining productivity. Further on the ground, because the ground is absorbing it. So you can see it's appearing briefly and then immediately being absorbed again. Whereas out here, there's no trees or ground that absorbs pollution more than nothingness. So the pollution stays longer. So it's going to spread as it goes, of just like into the outer bits first, and then it will spill over from the outside into the inside. And step up like that as it goes. Quite neat. Oh, hello. We're at the iron already. Right, let's start mining the crap out of it then. We need this out of the way. I am not wasting this iron. I'm not paving over it. We're going to mine it to death. We're going to store it in crates. It's gonna be terrible. But we have arrived at it much quicker than I expected. You get a notification 2 hours late. Thanks, YouTube. Well, you can start watching from the beginning and watch in double speed to try and catch up. However, I can inform you that won't work because we're going to end in 20 minutes. And we're 1 hour 40 in. So you'll get like halfway through and run out of time. I need... Yeah, that's it. I blanked as to what I was trying to craft. I need just like 5 steel axes. Do I make mod spotlights? No, I never have actually. I don't do mods that much, really. To be honest. It's usually by the time I get bored of the vanilla game, and then instead of going to mods, I just go to another game, and then come back to the vanilla game again. I do that with many games. So I just don't really play mods that much. And so I've never really thought to do a mod spotlight thing, because I've not played enough with enough different mods for it to make sense to do that sort of thing. Right. What lines up nicely? That lines up nicely enough, and then we'll just cover the whole thing as much as we can. Void is basically copy-pasted water without sprites. Yeah, I guess pretty much is how it works. And in fact, we are pumping from the void water. And so far, we've not been murdered by demons. So I call that a win. Yeah, I can bring the iron back. It's just that we're going to be mining it a lot faster than we're using it. So we're going to end up needing crates to store it in the meantime. Belting out this way because we're probably gonna end up with our main bus getting right up to this as we wait for this to be done. It's not gonna be done, I can tell. We're gonna have to come up with some horrific system that involves the main bus trying to continue to exist while this is in the middle of it. How that does that work? That's that side, and yeah, that works. And then this, and then split it to merge it, and then off it goes. We'll just run it to the bottom. Until we have rails operational, the bottom will just be our, like, deliver to home belts. I guess. If we don't get to rail particularly quick, which you probably will, because why would you not? And, oh, I can't even power all this stuff because we don't have fancy power supply yet. Damn it! Okay, we'll make a couple of gaps here. What can we get away with? I think every 2 miners works, so we'll do that. Maybe that? I think that's okay, and then we'll do something similar on the other side. And send it down this way. We just need like 2 of these in the middle. And they cover everything. We could have actually done it better. Ah, whatever. It's fine. Do that. That powers those ones. Just got to connect it up from the outside. Bring some power from over here or whatever. And then if we go up to the top here... Aha, we can connect up from there. Sorted. Run this around. I can't quite power that one. Make a couple more of these. And then there's 2 over here that aren't powered. We can fix that fairly easily with that. There we go. And it's being mined like crazy. Basically a full yellow belt of the stuff. We are not going to be able to use all that up. But let's start bringing it back. And find... Oh, wow. Look. You really notice the smoke when it's over complete and utter darkness. We're just kicking a little bit of dust off the edge of the world. How far are we from the base? Too far to be bothered to go and retrieve more belts. So let's read chat. Yeah, the first Ribbonworld stream was so long ago that it took you a minute to even remember what it was. Oh, I could have used underground belts for the power poles. Of course, I'm dumb. There was a part of me that was like, I'm sure there's a better solution for this. I've just completely blanked on what it is. Yeah, the iron's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be bad. We'll just underground under this. Not that that turret is that important anymore. These need clearing anyway for when we build our rail network over here. And then we've got to navigate this mess. Oh dear. What possessed me to immediately start running belts along the very bottommost line? I've done that over there as well. Yeah, this is... Right, let's go on an adventure. Where can we go? Up, over to here, this way. Underground, it's going to be our friend here. We're out of belts, so we'll go get some more. Can we fix it before the ore arrives? Probably not, but it'll be a fun challenge. Let's do this. Right, this way. Go straight through here. Underground. Here. This way. Down. Over to here. Round to here. Can just about underground this, and this, and this. And then we work that out. Yeah, that's not doable. Without some rearranging. We have red belt. Oh, we have red belts yet. I could totally do belt raiding. I could commit an immediate Factorian heresy. Right, let's move these out. And then, oh, it still won't work though. No, it will. We'll make it work. This, it will be efficient. This to here. This to here, this to here. We're out of undergrounds and everything else, and iron. There we go. Where's the ore? It's on its way! We're running out of time! That, and then this way. This way. One more underground. And hooked in. Perfect. Wonderful. Not at all horrific to see. And there it is merging with the line. I'm just going to cut this line because we need to use up all that iron that we can. We're still going to have too much of the stuff. I might actually then have... Yeah, what I'm going to do... Couple of undergrounds. Basically, as soon as the iron's got to the end of this line, it's clearly not been used up enough, so we'll send it off this way, merge it here, and then somewhere, probably in the middle of this water that we'll fill in with landfill, we will just store massive amounts of iron ore, because otherwise it's going to rapidly build up. It already is. Wow, that was quick. That's the thing, the build-up of like the traffic jam of iron travels faster than iron does on a belt. It's the same with traffic jams. They can travel at insane speeds, much faster than any individual car ever could. Yep, let's start filling in some of the sea. I say sea. It's just a small lake. And if you place your landfill in a certain way, you can fill the water much more efficiently, which is weird and wrong, and shouldn't make sense, but does. Also, I believe someone worked out a way to manipulate this such that you can actually make more make more water appear, or something, or make infinite land appear or something. I forget what. Oh, damn it, I messed it up, and then you have to use a whole bunch more. But yeah, I'm filling in 4 tiles of water each time with 1 piece. Oh, I just killed a fish. There we go. Annoyingly, the land looks like very obviously plain and not the same as the surrounding landscape. But we'll just have to deal with it. What's everyone on about? And so, yeah, between the furnaces. Buffer chests of iron plates. I think we can probably just have it unload over here. Buffer chests would make a bit more sense. But also the space. I'd rather just send it off up this way and tuck it in a corner and pretend it doesn't exist. So yeah, let's just get a whole bunch of chests down here in a grid. And then just bring the iron down. Actually, I'll remove these middle ones. It makes a bit more sense. And put them here. Slightly in the water. They'll get a bit wet. It might rust. Shouldn't be too bad. And then a whole bunch of searchers. And it'll serve us for a certain amount of time. Not much. In the grand scheme of things, we'll use these because that is so much more useful. And then connect this up to everything else somehow. It doesn't connect by the corner. Oh, there we go. So that'll store some of it, not all of it. I think it's 2.5 thousand per chest. We've got 20 of them, so 50,000 will store a quarter of what that iron deposit contains in those chests. So we need 4 times as many, not accounting for the fact that a lot of it will be used in the smelting of iron. Also one in chat saying, it's stainless steel, it won't rust. Use a warehouse mod. That would completely defeat the entire objective of Ribbonworld, wouldn't it? I feel like it would. I mean, I've not played warehouse mod myself, so I'm not sure exactly the workings, but basically, you can make buildings that contain larger spaces of land in them. Possibly you can even nest them for total insanity. I forget if that's doable or not. But yeah, then the fact I was in a Ribbonworld would be completely irrelevant. Yeah, it does mean that I have a backup supply of ore. If I run out of ore all of a sudden, I'll have a whole bunch in a bunch of chests. I wonder if I should... like, the thing is, researching mining productivity is making my situation worse, but also, in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense to have as efficient a mining rate as possible, because then you'll get more ore without having to go as far. And that's super useful. Right, what to be getting on with next? We've still got, like, 10 minutes left. Dump some of this stuff we have. I guess we can get back to the main bus, get some more work done with that. How's the pollution doing? Fine over there. Fine-ish over there. Getting worse. That's not helping, obviously. Also, I need to get a radar over there. That's going to be a pain to work out how it lines up and all that. Why didn't you just name it Modless World or Ribbon Modless? Because I didn't realize I had to specifically highlight the fact it was vanilla. You can generally assume that if I don't mention in the title or in the description that I'm using mods, that I'm not using mods, because I don't use mods much. So there's your rule of thumb. Just have the overworld be a small patch of pure ore, and then have all the factory inside nested pocket universes. That does actually sound quite fun. I'd be tempted to do something like that. Just for the ridiculousness of it, of like, you only ever emerge from the nested universes to build more miners, and then you once again dive back in and just inhabit them. Like Inception, you just keep going deeper. You spend years in the lower levels, never returning to the surface. It would be especially cool if, like, time passed differently the further down you went, and stuff like that, but that would be difficult to implement. What was it doing? I wasn't doing anything, that was the problem. Let's go build some more main bus. And a radar. A Ribbonworld with Bob's mods. No. Please no. That would be the worst. I refuse. I already don't want to play Bob's mods as it is. I don't know where I need to put this radar, so I'm just going to put it at the end of where our power poles go. There, that'll be fine. Keeps an eye on things. All the miners are running non-stop, which is nice. And I should... In fact, we have the same number of miners whether we compress it or not. It still makes a difference, actually. We will fix it. So, a couple of underground belts. I should call it River of Bacon World. I guess? Bit weird. Right, let's just deconstruct these for a second. Now we're wasting mining time now. Gotta move fast. So let's do this. And this. And this. And then replace them all as they were originally. And then power pole, power pole, power pole. All is good, everything continues. If anything, it helps them to compress the belts better, except I didn't put it on the end, so it doesn't. But whatever. Am I going to start building red belts at some point? Yes. When? I do not know. Also, let's balance this, just in case that's important. At some point it might be. And it's better than this crappy cut budget balancer I put here. And now we can't extend our bus until that is gone. So that's a thing. We'll just have to see what we can get on with in the meantime. We can start on the science stuff. We'll set up red and green signs, then we'll set up the science labs. And then we'll probably immediately start with military science on the other side, because at some point we're going to run out of research to do in that particular respect. And I'm not going to blow these up with grenades, because we have plenty of time to spare, as it is doing other things. Add lights. Good point. Oh. You okay, Dexter Morgan? Oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man. What happened? Yeah, I'm just gonna put lights on every little array we have. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is so ridiculously efficient in terms of its power pole placement. There is literally no space for lights. Nope, nowhere. I think. Yep, there's literally no space the entire time you build that thing. Ah, there is some here. We can put it here. And then the same over here. Whoops. We'll even add lights to our mining facility. How's the power doing? Oh, it's doing absolutely fine. Well, I'm using as much power as we were last time I upgraded the power systems. What happened? A lot less mining happened. I guess. Or something. I don't know. Anyway. We are close to the end now. What I might do is between streams just run the game for a bit so that gets mined away, because otherwise we're going to have to be sat around waiting for that for a while. And that'll be boring. Actually, can we research trains without military science? Because that gives us something to do. Yeah, we totally can, can't we? Yep, right, we've got plenty to do then. We can just forget about the main bus for a while and just focus on setting up rail outposts and stuff. We can just build our rail network while we wait for the iron to be mined. See, has Dexter Morgan got back to us? Oh, he earlier on said, Jesus, my ear. I guess he had the volume set too high? Did something happen? Was there a noise? No one else is shouting about sound issues. Facecam, please. I mean, technically I could have a camera. If you want to see my face, then I do this show on every Sunday and Monday called Roll For It, where I play tabletop RPGs with a bunch of other awesome people. And you should definitely watch those, because they're the best. And at the current time, we are playing. We're playing a game called Layla the Vampire Slayer, which is where we've. It's in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe, but there's a different Slayer, and they're called Layla. And we're also playing Divinity, which has a GM mode that that allows you to run games in it. And it's all good, and you should watch that because it's better than what I do. I'd much rather watch Roll for It than my own videos. I was about to connect that up just because my brain was like, missing a belt, must replace, but no, I don't want to do that. Need to keep that as it is. Train loops. No, I've got to abandon the loops this time. That's why I did loops in the series with Peachy and Sheepdog, because I had to do loops somewhere. I'm getting the loops out of my system there so that I could do a two-headed train system in this particular save. Yes, it is called Roll for It. That is, roll as in a thing that rolls, and the number 4, and the word it. If you watch either of the shows, watch Layla the Vampire Slayer, because the story in that is amazing, and I love it. And I can't wait for next Sunday, and that's been the case every Sunday for a while. And I'm thinking about it too much to actually do any work right now. I'm just wandering in circles here, not doing anything. What is there to do? I mean, we gotta wait for the... Right, okay, between streams, I will just run the game for an hour and get that stuff mined. How are we progressing? I mean, we're getting there. We're 5% of the way through it, or like 5 or 10. It's not no progress, but it's also not much progress. Also, we need more science, and I think the only thing stopping us is the number of labs we have, so I can probably just do something about that right now. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, let's have 20. And I think this might even be able to deal with 20 labs. We'll find out. And we'll just build them around the mess we've already made. We can shift this along a bit, and that breaks things. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, that broke things a lot more. And then just send them off up this way. We can manage 3 more. It's going to end up in the way of our production, but I think we're done with this, really. This is now just here to supply me with materials for working on the actual main bus. We can probably already start decommissioning half of it. There we go. It will take 4 hours to mine that ore with 24 miners. Thank you for informing me of that. I'm definitely going to skip some time between live streams. You've just saved us a lot of boring time in future. There we go, we'll have twice the science. We've been getting through all that. We'll start working on railway research, and then we can build some trains and stuff. The usual standard thing for my Factorio stuff. We'll see how the production holds up now. I should... I don't think balancing is making any difference. I will set it up anyway, just in case it is important. There we go. Yeah, I can tell these things are filling up so slowly that... yeah, if we need to fill up 4 times this amount, and so far we've done a couple of chests worth, that's slow. There was that time where I almost one-shotted a demon with a flintlock. That was pretty awesome. That was back in the Dark Heresy days. That was a year ago now. I've been enrolled for it now for like a year and... I guess a year and 2 months, about. So that's awesome. Will I upload a time-lapse? Do you mean of... Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I could. It wouldn't look to be much, but I could briefly play it at some point if people wanted to see that. Just ore deposit being mined really fast. Because I can... That's the thing, I can literally just stand about doing nothing apart from getting research done. I'll just have to make 4 times as much as I have so far of this. Build it here. then just stand at the deposit waiting. And it'll get done. Warehouse mod stores 80 to 160,000 ores in a 5x5 or 7x7 area. That is pretty nice. We'll be fine though, I'm sure. Alright, anyway, we are now past the 2-hour mark. And so, it is time to wrap up for today. I don't know when I will return. It'll be when I feel like it. I might start making a regular thing of it, making it a weekly particular time thing. Or I might just carry on throwing them up at random times, so you just have to hope you're on Twitter at the right point. And keeping an eye on YouTube. I don't know, we'll work it out. But there's definitely going to be less than a 4-hour gap between this episode and the next one. Not 4 hour, 4 day, 4 month. I got there in the end. It's getting very late. I was already tired when I started this. But yes, they will be more frequent now. Now I have my functional PC and it doesn't lag to hell when I try and stream. In fact, it runs ridiculously smoothly at 1080p 60 because I spent a lot of money. It now all works perfectly, so I can now stream what I want when I want, which is awesome. And I can record what I want when I want. I was getting quite limited in what games I could actually play at any one time. I was having to abandon particular plans because the game wouldn't run on my old potato laptop. The old laptop was good, it just isn't quite good enough, and it's getting very old. At its old age, it's struggling to run games anymore, whereas this new thing is wonderful, and barely even breaks a sweat doing the most ridiculous of tasks. But yeah, we are done for today. Here's our factory as it currently stands, and also this bit over here, our main bus. One day this will be the center of everything, but right now it's got some iron in the way to deal with, which is slowly being mined away. Yeah, we're down to 190. That is very slow. That's going to take some time. The thing is that in the time-lapse, the biters are going to start breaking through the defenses. I'll have to shore those up a little bit first, so I'll do a little bit of that. Basically, I'll add more ammo to all the guns. Finish off putting the walls in, build the extra storage, set the miners running, and then give you a time-lapse of that at some point, because why not? If you want to see it, I don't know if there's even a point. It is a desktop. Yes, it is actually a desktop. For the first time in about 5 years, I have a desktop and it's wonderful. It actually can run at the stated speeds it has, rather than being at half of those because of temperature-based throttling. It's the best. It doesn't try and set the table it's sat on fire. It just sits there and does its job and looks really cool. Also, the front of it is a solid black rectangle. It's completely featureless, apart from a tiny, like 2 little logos at the bottom. So I have decided to name it the Monolith. And so from now on, you will know that the Monolith is my fancy, actually functional PC, and I don't know what to call my old one. I don't want to call it Potato. I feel like it deserves a better name than that, because it served me well for many years. I did run my channel off of it for over 2 years. Also, my throat's dying, because I've been talking non-stop for 2 hours. And yeah, we're going to end it there. We'll zoom out so you can look at the factory for a minute. I'm going to see if I can catch up on what people have been saying in the chat. Stuff about warehouses. Thank you for the stream. You are very welcome. See me in 4 hours? What? What's happening in 4 hours? Oh, you mean it with the miners? I see. Yeah, when in 4 hours when the miners are done. I'll probably not even do this now. I'm going to do this. I'll do the time-lapse thing some other day. It's too late for that. Will I retry MMO Factorio? That's the thing. I can now actually turn up in an MMO Factorio server and not die. Not lag so much I can't move and get belted around by other people. And have a shrine built around me. That was quite fun. Also, I've discovered that this PC doesn't throw a fit if I try and host a multiplayer Factorio server. Because I did that the other day with Peachy and Sheepdog, and it didn't immediately kick one of them as soon as the other one had turned up. So that's fantastic. So maybe stuff with fans later? Like hosting my own MMO Factorio? Possible? Could go wrong? I have no idea. We'll find out. It'll be a real test of my my internet speed. Why did I get mining productivity now if I'm trying to exhaust the iron ore patch? Because it's... one day I'll need iron. That's my thinking. Unless I've got the numbers wrong, really, for how many ore patches there are. It might end up that I'm constantly having to clear patches out the way to build stuff, and I'm never short on ore, but I feel like that'll happen at some point. And so I do still sort of want productivity. Overall, it's a bad idea. Call it the Elder. That's a nice idea. Yeah, I don't think this monolith is going to try and mess with anyone's brains. I don't think it's going to make ear-splitting screeches, or send signals to Jupiter, or trigger the evolution of mankind. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I will get more than 200,000 ores because of the productivity, so it is going to be a little bit more than the storage I have capacity for. Actually, I'll have to extend that a little bit more than the 4 times I already have to. But we'll do that some other time, because that will be a boring thing to stream. Just sat next to some miners for 4 hours while nothing happens. So I'll do that off screen, and at some point I will return with another stream of this. At some point there'll be some more Factorio towns, and there'll definitely be some more Factorio with Peachy and Sheepdog, because that's already been recorded and is on its way, and is probably going to continue every Wednesday for some time into the future. And also this video will be up, I think, immediately on YouTube. I'm not sure how that works. YouTube likes to just publish them without telling you, which is nice. Ooh. Nice point to end it on. Let's start researching railway. Alright, yep, that is a good... Yeah, I did start it like months ago. Oh, wait, what do you mean? Because I started this months ago, and then my laptop wasn't up to it, so now I have a desktop and now it works. But I've said that already, so I'm just going to end up running in circles for all the new people turning up and asking me the same questions as everyone else. So I will finish it here and leave for today. I will return at some point with things. Don't know what, we'll find out then. But with that, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in that next time. Actually, instead of a train, you can have a hat.